As a beginner investor, one of the biggest hurdles to start investing is to choose a broker. Thankfully, Revolut is a really good broker to start investing with. In this video, we're going to be running through the pros and cons of using Revolut as a trading broker, how to set up an account, as well as a quick overview of how the interface works. If you're interested in a particular section, there are timestamps below which you can use to jump to that section. I'm Cian, and this is the Learnings Report, a show where we make investing accessible and understandable for everyone. Today we're talking about Revolut. This may not need an introduction for everyone, but just in case, it's a UK-based fintech company. In their own words, they are one app for all things money. If you watched our video on the best brokers to use in Ireland, you'll know that Revolut is one of the best brokers that we recommend for investing for beginners. So what are the pros and cons of Revolut? Well, before going any further, I'd just like to caveat that all of the features that we list in the pros and cons are at the time of recording. Revolut is constantly changing features, so some of these could change, there could be improvements, but just keep in mind as you're watching this video. You can check in the Revolut app for all the new features, as well as online, and we'll include this link in the description below. So firstly, let's start with the pros. Number one, you probably most likely have an account, and it's pretty easy to set up. Number two, you can buy fractional shares. And a fractional share basically gives you the ability to buy a portion of a full share. So this can be helpful when a share price is quite high. Number three, there are minimal fees associated with the trading account. So there's no minimum deposit, no withdrawal fees, and no inactivity fees. Number four, you can buy US stocks, cryptos, and commodities. These are limited, and we'll go into that later, but it's helpful to have on the platform. Number five, you have a limited number of free trades based on your membership plan. Depending on your plan, if you are paying for it, is it really free? However, having said that, there are unlimited free trades for a metal account, 5 free trades for a premium account, 3 free trades for a plus account, and 1 free trade for a standard account. It is then €1 per trade thereafter. Finally, Revolut has a decent user interface, and we'll go through that in more detail later. But what are the cons of trading on Revolut? Well, number one, we said earlier that you're able to trade on US stocks, cryptos, and commodities. However, this selection is quite limited compared to some other brokers, so you will be limited in which companies, cryptos, and commodities you want to invest in. It's also important to note at the time of recording that you cannot buy ETFs on Revolut. As I mentioned earlier, Revolut is constantly adding features to their product, so this could come in the future and most likely will, but for now, you can't do it. Number two, there are limited educational resources and info, so you may have to do some fundamental analysis on different websites such as Yahoo Finance or Morningstar, but not within the app itself. Number three, there's no web platform. This may not be a problem for everyone, but it is an inconvenience for some who prefer to do their trading on the web. Number four, they are slow to list IPOs. This can be a problem if you want to invest in an IPO at a very early stage, but you may have to be a bit more patient if you're trading on Revolut. Number five, you cannot transfer positions from Revolut to another broker. This may not be important right now, but down the line it can become important if you want to transfer your position to another broker. So, now let's set up the account. Setting up an account is relatively easy. Given that today we are focused on setting up the trading account, we're going to assume that you already have a regular Revolut account. However, if not, we have linked some helpful resources in the description to instruct you how to do that before setting up the trading account. Here is the initial Revolut home screen. If we go into the Stocks tab, this is where we can start our account setup journey. The first thing you'll see if you're an investor based outside the UK but in the EU is the Brexit update. Make sure to read through the Brexit update in full. Basically what Revolut are telling you is that because the UK has left the EU, that Revolut Trading Limited, which is a company based in the UK, no longer has a company in the European Economic Area. So you basically will be protected by UK laws and UK agreements. They do have plans to set up an Irish-based trading company, but at the time of recording, that is not currently available. So make sure to read through and you can agree to the service. So once you've accepted that, you get brought through to the interface. Now you haven't actually fully set up an account yet. You have to go through the flow by buying a stock first. So once you click on a stock, Tesla just showed up here, so we can just get started with trading. Throughout the tutorial, there'll be loads of terms and conditions and documents that you have to read through. So make sure to read through them all in your own time and ensure that you understand and accept them. I have already read through all these agreements, so I'm going to skip through them for the sake of saving time during this tutorial. The next step is the activation agreement. So this is basically just to receive the agreements as links. Make sure you understand that and hit agree if you agree. So the first bit of information that Revolut will ask for you is what your nationality is, and just to confirm that you're not a US person and not a professional. In my case, I'm Irish, so that's already selected, but you can search for the country here. I don't have a second nationality, but put it in if you have one. I'm not a US person, and also I'm not a professional subscriber. So we can continue through this. Next is putting your tax ID number. For investors in Ireland, this will be your PPS number. For other countries, it may be known as your tax identification number, but it should be basically your national number for your tax identification purposes. So just enter that and we can go on to the next screen. The next page is your employment status. So you get 4 options basically. In my case, I'm employed, so I'll hit employed. The next screen is occupation. So you can hit the list and choose the title that is most appropriate for you. So the next step is affiliation. So if you are affiliated to a stock exchange, member firm of an exchange, or FINRA, or municipal securities broker dealer, they have a handy little note here. If you do not know what this means, it probably does not apply to you. So I am not affiliated. I'm going to press no. The next is your annual income. This is required for legal purposes, so be sure to hit the one that is most appropriate for you. The next screen is your net worth. Again, this is something that they require legally to set up a trading account for you, so hit the one that is most appropriate for you. Another question that they need to ask for regulatory purposes is your investment goals. On our channel, the Learnings Report, we very highly recommend long-term buy and hold investing. So that will be our goal for all our videos that we do. Your goal may be different, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to hit long-term buy and hold investing. You can also choose new to investing if you are new, which some of you may be setting up a Revolut trading account, but either or, just make sure you put in your investment goal. The next page is the broker agreements. So you have to open and review and read all the documents here. Make sure you do so and you understand. For the sake of this tutorial, I won't go through all of them. I'll let you do that in your spare time. But when you do, you can hit continue and go on to the next screen. So on the next screen, they'll ask you to agree to the data agreements of the stock exchanges. So this is the New York Stock Exchange, the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, and the Investors Exchange. So make sure you read through all of them and you can accept them if you do accept them. And we'll hit continue. The next screen is the W-8BEN. The W-8BEN form is basically a form that the US government requires you to fill out if you are a non-US person. This is basically a form to help you. It will prevent you from paying too much withholding tax on dividends, and you just need to certify that you are not a US person. So again, make sure to read through all of this, and then you can just sign your name and confirm. Congratulations, your trading account is now ready. Now that you have your account set up, we're going to run through the interface. As mentioned before, Revolut has a pretty basic interface, so if you want to do more in-depth analysis, you may have to go to Yahoo Finance or Morningstar. But for now, let's run through the features that are actually on the app. So in order to start trading, you need to add some money. So this is pretty easy. You can just do it from your Revolut account, for example. So say I want to add, let's go crazy and add $10. So now I've got $10 in my account. So this is the interface basically. We're in the stocks tab. I now have $10 in my account. You can basically start looking at stocks that you want to invest in. So if you go into the invest tab, we can see all the stocks here. So as I said before, the interface is pretty basic, so we don't have that much fundamental analysis. But for example, if we look into Pfizer, you can see the overview, financials here, quarterly, some news on the company, Pfizer. This is recorded during the pandemic, so Pfizer is pretty popular right now. No orders, you'll get that if you do order, and then also similar for transactions. In the overview tab, you can get a quick summary of what's going on. So here is the market price for the past 5 years. You can obviously go into 1 day, 1 week, whatever you like. Also has some quick stats here on like market cap, price to earnings. If you are confused about some of those metrics as you've just started investing, we have a video which runs through all of these metrics and how to use them and what you should look out for. So make sure to check that out. And also there's just a quick description of what Pfizer actually is. So if you are investing in a company, it's highly recommended that you know what the company does. So this can be a quick, helpful summary for any company that you may not know what they do and you just want to get a quick overview. So let's say if I wanted to buy some shares in Pfizer. So as you can see, the share price is $39.51. So you can buy a full share for $39.51 there. But as mentioned before, I said you can buy fractional shares. Given that I only topped up my account by $10, I won't be able to buy a full share. But for example, I could buy a fractional share. So say if I wanted to buy $1 of Pfizer, I can basically bid $1 and it gives me, as you'll see here, about 2.5% of a share. So let's click review order. Gives you some details here. So my plan is a premium plan, so I have 5 out of 5 free Trades, if you're a standard account, this may be different down here. There's also these day trades left, so that's something to be aware of. You can only do a certain amount of trades within a certain day time frame. Let's say I want to order this, $1. So important here, your order has been queued. The markets are currently closed right now, as you can see there. The market opens. This is being recorded on a closed market day. So this transaction will go through when the markets open up again, which is tomorrow. For other interesting sections on the Revolut app, they also have this news section. This is important just for keeping up to date with what's going on with all of the various companies and economic factors around the world. You can see the orders tab here, as I've just done my Pfizer order. It's waiting there now. Another helpful feature is a watch list, so you can basically track your favorite stocks without buying them. So for example, if we wanted to keep an eye on Apple, we can go into Apple and then hit this button, the star up here in the corner. And then in our watch list, we'll see here Apple in the stocks. Other features on the app, which we won't go into too much detail here, are crypto. You can also get started on investing in crypto. I won't go into too much detail here, but basically you can fund, buy Bitcoin. There's loads of other cryptos you can buy here. We will be releasing a video on crypto investing soon, so please stay tuned for that. To buy commodities, you have to go through a different flow, so you can go into this new menu that they have here, go into commodities, start the process here. Again, make sure you read through all of the risks and caveats about investing in commodities. And when you accept, you can start buying from there. So XAG is silver and XAU is gold. Given that it is the US stock exchanges that you are investing on, you can actually only invest in dollars. This shouldn't be too much of a problem for Revolut users, as you know that the currency exchange is pretty good on Revolut. So you can very quickly convert euros to US dollars and US dollars to euros. So hopefully this isn't too much of a problem. So we hope that video helped you set up your Revolut account and that you're ready to get started on your investing journey. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. We make these videos for you, so if you have any questions or anything you want to learn more about, it's great for us to see them in the comments. And if you found this video useful, please make sure to subscribe. We release videos every week, so hopefully some more of these videos can help you on your investing journey. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. We're curious to hear what you guys want to learn more about, so if you have any suggestions, leave it down in the comments.